Let's continue our series of going through every single archetype and position group to see who develops the best so y'all know who to recruit and who to avoid. Today, we have the running backs. Y'all been asking for this. We have the running backs, and next we'll drop the safeties. And after that, we're going to do the offense and defensive tier list all in one video. So be on the lookout for that. Also, we move, man. We move. We got a new crib. Y'all see the new background. Even during the process of moving, I'm still dropping this heat for you guys, man. Y'all know me. If y'all enjoyed the content, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video. With that being said, let's get into the video. So y'all know how we do things, man. We simmed a couple years in the future, so every single player on the roster is AI generated, so every archetype have the chance to develop at the same amount of time. So what we have here is all the running backs in the nation. And you notice the best running back, I like to look at that overall in the top right corner. The best two running backs at 95 overall is going to be Elusive, Bruiser, and also Backfield threat. So we have 6 different running backs archetypes in this game for some reason, man. I think 6 is a little bit, maybe too many, and I'll show y'all why here in a second. But your top 3 running backs are all different archetypes. Then you start seeing some repeats, and you'll notice some archetypes are not up here at all as, you know, the top archetypes. But we'll get into that in a second, man. I actually want to start off first with the Elusive Bruiser, man. And I'll just say this. I think this is the most fun archetype to use in gameplay, man. Like this Elusive Bruiser, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. They're going to come in with higher speed a little bit. You know, nobody's really fast in this game like it was last year, but a little bit higher speed, but also you're getting trucking. And as you'll notice throughout this video, trucking and speed are always going to be the two most expensive categories for any player to upgrade, man. Now the thing I have in my notes for the Elusive Bruiser, you're getting less abilities on average, but the abilities are great. We'll get into that in a second, man. So for him to upgrade his speed, it's gonna cost 16, but it's at 94. 16 is, you know, pretty much normal, but he could never be a 99 speed guy. He has no skill cap for quickness, and you know, let's say the speed jump up another 2. If he upgraded it again, you're looking at about 96 speed, at least for this guy. So you're not getting, you know, 99 speed on these running backs like you saw sometimes last year. You know, last year you at least seen guys develop 99. This year, not as frequently, nowhere near as frequently. Elusiveness gonna cost 6. That's pretty much on par, but it's good. You're getting solid juke move, spin move, good break tackle, change the direction. This is good stats, man. When you also consider he could run through a person, and he also got the good trucking, or excuse me, the good juke and spin. Now carrying is gonna be at 88, but the catching will be low on these guys, man. You won't get much ability to catch the ball. 60, and it's pretty much at halfway. You might not even want to upgrade this anymore because you probably want to focus on some other stuff. Your power is in a pretty good spot. It costs 14, but power is always going to be a little bit more expensive to upgrade. But you get 87 trucking. You're talking about 82 stiff form also. And then it's just good trucking, man. And also 86 strength. Now the route running is also going to be lower, but 79 short is, you know, all you really need. But pair with the 60 catching, not ideal. You know, you might want to have a third down back. And then you look at the IQ, it costs 5. That's pretty much going to be on par. The ball carrying vision in there, awareness, also pass blocking. It's interesting you don't see run blocking at all, just because sometimes you like to put some of these guys at fullback, or, you know, even have 2 running back sets where one of them block. You don't really get much blocking, pass run blocking, unless you do the north-south blocker. Once we get to that, you'll see that's pretty much going to be the only archetype where you get some run blocking. But now ability-wise, this is probably the best running back in the game. Now, when it comes to like just looking at the abilities, probably the best. Now, when it comes to them actually getting the abilities, we'll go through a few of them, and most of these guys have 1 to 2 abilities. But you get Shifty, one of the best abilities in the game for any player, man. You do get this ability, and he currently can get it. He could buy it, but these archetypes, at least in auto progression, they seem to not buy these abilities. You know, if you're doing manual progression, totally different story. You do what you want. You probably could have this ability already on silver, this Shifty. You also get head first, improved truck moves, another good ability. I like truck moves, man. I like power backs. My favorite running back, favorite 2 running backs, Jerome Bettis, and I'll let y'all know the second one later once we get to that archetype. You also get sidestep, improved juke moves, another ability that's solid, man. Like another ability to make a person miss. You get downhill, you're able to break tackles at max speed, and then you got arm bar. They had the nerf arm bar, it was that good. Now the stiff form is lower, so you can't get it on this guy right now. You have to continue to upgrade the power. Now, the issue with a lot of these abilities that have to do with truck move or, break tackle, a lot of this stuff has to do with, power being upgraded. And we know power costs it costs 14 to continue to upgrade your power. So it's kind of expensive. So it's like, it's hard to get the best of both worlds, good attributes and good power. And that's one thing you'll notice with these elusive backs. So this guy, he got 2 abilities. They're both on bronze. Let's look at the next best elusive back. Damn, bro. They're not. Or elusive bruiser is the archetype. It's not that many of them high in overall, also one thing to note. But the next one, unless I skipped one, he has 1 ability downhill on bronze. Next one, he has 2 abilities. 1 on silver. The next one, he has 1 ability on bronze. Like, you kind of see a trend with these elusive bruisers, even though I really do like the way their attributes are set up and then also their abilities are set up. This one is very slow, but they just don't get the abilities. Another one, 2 abilities, another one, 1 ability. So just keep that in mind. If you're an ability guy, 3 abilities, but they're all on bronze. If you're an ability guy, this one might not be for you. And also, wow, 80 speed is nuts. That is nuts, man. He's a 3-star. Yeah, that's bad. So next, let's go over the backfield threat, man. And they could get pretty high in overall. Like, you see a bunch of these backfield threats actually getting upper in overall compared to, the elusive bruiser. It was only 1 guy, pretty much high 90s or mid 90s, and all the other ones was around 90 and below. So backfield threat, man. One thing to note, these guys do get abilities. We just talked about a running back where, they're not really getting many abilities. And if they do, the max we saw was a silver ability. Now we got some purple. But let's actually look at his attributes, man. So one thing I noticed about these guys, they're just going to be a tad bit slower than some of the other archetypes. And, you see his speed, his quickness, it says at 93. And it's only at an 88 rating. So even if he maxed this out, what's the max speed he get? 94, 93 maybe? Just assuming it continues to, they're never going to be super fast like you see with some of these other archetypes, at least having the potential to get faster, and we'll get into that. But it costs 15 for the speed. That's pretty much on par, but you do get elite acceleration. So, some people prefer acceleration rather than speed in this game. If you're one of those guys, well, Robert right here might be the guy for you. Also, you're getting agility. You're getting change of direction. You're getting good juke move. The spin move is not as good. You would hope, they're both kind of in the 90s. Break tackle only at 73, and that can never be great for these guys as his elusiveness is damn near maxed out. And you only see that be at a 73, so you just know that can never be great. Hands, these guys could catch the ball, man. A little bit, at least. They catch the ball pretty good. Your catching is going to be at 87. Also, your carrying is at 94. It's pretty good. But catching traffic and also spectacular catch. These are going to be one of the only running back archetypes where you're able to upgrade your catching traffic and your spectacular catch. Now, if position changes wasn't the way it currently is, maybe these guys can move to running back at some point. But also the route running being this bad is not great. Also costs 7 to upgrade, so also not great. We skip power, circling back. It's going to cost 14 to upgrade, and he'll never be able to truck or be super strong. It's just not within his cards, man. And his power is damn near maxed out, and he just never could be good at that. Let's also look at your IQ, which is going to be 5, kind of on par with the other guys. You get pass blocking once again. So now let's look at the abilities. And the first one you see is 360. This is one with obviously spin move, but we see the spin move is a little bit lower, and it can never be great. Like you can see the juke move be very good on these guys, man. You also get safety valve, catching ability, solid ability, man. This is more of a third down running back. Not sure if this is going to be an every down running back, but definitely on third downs when you're looking to pass the ball. Also, you get takeoff. A very good wide receiver ability has to do with acceleration. And he currently has 97 acceleration. He's able to get this ability on gold right now. He only has it on silver. You also get sidestep, improved juke move. Very good ability. Good ability, man. You pair this with also 360. You got something to work with. And then recoup. This is the fatigue ability. Only having 82 fatigue or stamina is nuts, actually, man. And it's tied in with quickness right here. And his quickness, like I said, damn near maxed out, but stamina, at least for this guy, could never be great. So that's a useless ability, at least on Robert right here, man. So that's kind of breakdown for these backfield threats. Next, let's talk about the north-south receiver, man. Another receiving archetype. And for me, it's Do we need two kind of receiving backs in the game? Maybe. I don't know. But it seemed like we have like a couple receiving back options in the game. And, you know, with 6 total running backs, you know, you kind of got a little bit of everything. Now, let's hop in, bro. So these guys actually do get pretty high in overall. You got one here with 98 speed. He developed that. He's north-south receiving backs usually are not the fastest running backs in the game. I'll just show y'all now. If you just search by speed, you're able to see who's getting the fastest most consistently. And it's going to be the east-west playmakers, man. They're the fastest running backs in the game. You have this one outlier with this north-south receiver. And let's look at the next fastest guys. East-west, east-west, east-west. You know, you continue to see the same exact east-west as all of the fastest players. You get an elusive bruiser in here also, a few of those. But it's the east-west playmakers becoming the fastest. So having this one north-south receiver, that's just really an outlier. You know, it's not impossible. You sometimes get running backs with unlimited caps for speed, so you'll see some stuff like this happen. So let's hop in and look at our guy. I feel like this is not a perfect north-south receiving back to look at because most of them will not look at that. Let's look at the next best one, and let's look at this guy with 92 speed because this is going to be more so what you're going to see with most of these north-south receivers. So this is a 4-star. He has speed is going to be 15 to upgrade, and it's at a solid spot. You get a little bit more acceleration than speed, but 92 speed in this game, that's not bad, bro. That's not bad. Elusiveness also is up there, but these guys also seem to focus on like elusiveness and speed. Just looking at all of them, man, and that's interesting because they're more so like of a receiving back, at least in my head, as receiver is in their name. But you do get some break tackle, you do get change of direction, you do get some juke move and some spin move. It's nothing out this world, but it's good enough. 85 break tackle that's good enough, man. That's good enough. Hands, this is where this guy takes off. This is going to be the best receiving back in the game. Carrying a little bit low, 86, but catching 84. Spectacular catch, 75. But you don't get the ability to upgrade catching traffic. So that's interesting because the last archetype, the backfield threat, they could upgrade catching traffic, but here you cannot. So maybe backfield threat kind of edges them out as the best receiving back. Maybe. But here you do get some power. That's something you don't get with the backfield threat. You don't get any power. You get the trucking, you get the strength, and you also get some stiff form, like some stuff in here I like. And you get elite short route running, 94 and also 80 with the last guy. You could upgrade all of his route runnings from short, medium to deep, but they was kind of mid. The medium and deep was kind of mid. Now you kind of get elite short and pretty solid medium. And then your IQ is going to be lower, but it's cheap to upgrade. It only costs 2. The route running costs 2. And, you know, the power is going to be always more expensive. Hands cost 5. Now, the thing I don't like about these guys is the way their abilities are set up. You know, it's like, what is he? He's a north-south receiver, but he gets more power back abilities. And you kind of see that with his ratings. Like, he got some power ratings. But you'll notice it's tough for these guys to get more than bronze abilities for, you know, any of the power stuff. You know, strength, it's just so much, it costs so much to upgrade that power. And that power don't start off like it's super high like you see with some of these other running backs. It don't start super high, so it has to develop. And like for the abilities to develop, when it costs 13 to upgrade that power, so you see here, this is a guy with 80 strength, and he needed on 83 just to get on balance on bronze. This is prevention from hit sticks. Armbar, another power ability, but it's on 80. It's currently on 86, so he's able to get this ability on bronze. He's actually able to get it on silver right now, but he only has it on bronze. Also, you get the catching ability, pretty good ability. He has it on gold, but that's expected. He's also supposed to be a receiving back. Now, you also get this head first ability where trucking is required. It's at an 84. He's barely able to get this ability on bronze. And then also downhill, he's also barely able to get this ability on bronze. So just because, like, and I like the archetype concept, you know, you're a receiving back also with power. That's pretty much what you're getting here. But I think just in reality, the abilities don't develop quite like you see some of the other guys, just because power is so expensive to upgrade. And those are majority of what his abilities are centered around. So one north-south receiver, and you'll just notice a lot of these guys, they're going to have lower abilities, these north-south receivers. Let's look at another one here, man. North-south receiver. Another one, 2 abilities. He got that safety valve on Hall of Fame on purple, but that's the catching ability. The power abilities downhill on silver, and like I say, you'll just continue to notice they don't get the power abilities super high just because it's difficult for them to upgrade it. This one got 2 abilities on silver. That's solid. We'll take that. All in all, the north-south receiver, it's a solid archetype, man. Is it my favorite? No, but it's usable. Like, they actually develop kind of solid. If you want to go after one, by all means do it, man. I think here my favorite archetype is going to be the Elusive Bruiser, even though the abilities, you can't really get abilities like you can with the other guys. But if you do get the abilities, like I said, I think Elusive Bruiser got the highest potential to be the most fun running back to use in gameplay. Now let's hop into the next one, man. And this next archetype, in my mind, should be one of the best archetypes in the game, man. I talked about Jerome Bettis, the bust, being my favorite running back growing up. My second favorite running back, LaShawn McCoy. And this is what I think about when I see East-West playmaker. LaShawn McCoy build. This is what it should be in my head. In reality, I don't know. I don't know. But one thing you do get with these East-West playmakers, these are going to be your fastest archetypes, man. They're going to develop the best speed most consistently. Looking at the fastest running backs in the league, it's them. Now, do they always have the acceleration to match it? Maybe not, maybe not. Some of these other guys actually develop better acceleration, but it just depends what you're looking for, man. Also, with these East-West playmakers, they seem to not develop as well as some of the other archetypes. So let's start with the best running backs in the league, and let's just go down until we see our first East-West playmaker. And you got to go down about 7-8 spots. You see your first one. And then you got to keep going until you see your next one. And then now a couple of these guys around 91 overall. So that kind of tells me that these guys are not developing quite as well as the other ones. Is it anything super alarming? No. But just understand they may not develop as well as some of these other guys, man. And also, let's hop in, look at these ratings, man. And be honest, this is probably a running back I would probably avoid, And we'll also see that when we get to the abilities. This one right here is going to be a little bit slower, only 88 speed. We already know these guys can get elite speed. They have to develop it, though. Also, you got elusiveness maxed out. These guys want to max out their elusiveness. I believe this is why their overall usually is lower, because they want to max out the most expensive categories. They want to max out their speed and elusiveness. Speed costs 14. In this case, elusiveness costs 10, as it's damn near maxed out. And he just want to keep upgrading this elusiveness, man. He just want to keep upgrading it. But you do get 99 agility, 99 change of direction, elite juke move, elite spin move, and break tackle being 89. You can't argue with that, bro. That's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty solid, man. Hands also not great, but you do get the ability to upgrade catching traffic. Now that carrying is going to hurt my heart. Maybe he just has some really bad skill caps in hands, but 83 carrying, yikes, man, yikes. Power also not good. They can't truck. He do have the break tackle, but that's different from trucking. So he can't truck, he can't stiff arm, low strength. Just understand you're getting that with this guy. Also, route running, not horrible. This is not horrible. This is workable, man. IQ costs 5, also the upgrade. Now, the abilities is kind of my issue here, man. So, recoup is going to be, the fatigue ability. Useful if you could get it. But for some reason, a lot of these running backs just come in with lower fatigue or lower stamina, so they don't be getting this ability. Also, shifty, elite ability. Elite ability, man. Now, the only issue with shifty, you need 2 categories to get shifty. You need change of direction and speed. But he don't want to buy it. Buy it, bro. Shifty, that's a game-changing ability. Auto progressing, they just don't seem to upgrade their abilities, bro. They just don't. You also get sidestep, another useful ability at pair with 360, another useful ability. Now you get armbar. And this is what I'll consider an absolutely useless ability. What are we doing? Why would he ever get armbar? Maybe they had to nerf him a little bit. Why would he ever get armbar? His power is at, a solid spot, all things considered. And his stiff arm is 62. Like, these guys will never get armbar, bro. Like, I don't know why they give him that ability. I really don't. So you kind of, I don't want to say two useless abilities because you can get recoup. It's possible, but more times than not, these guys don't get the ability, man. That stamina is tied in with this quickness, and a lot of these guys, like, quickness is expensive to upgrade. So you damn near looking at two useless abilities, but you are getting shifty and you are getting sidestep and spin move ability. Some elite abilities right there. And then you pair it with two, like I said, borderline useless abilities. That armbar, for sure, I'm calling useless, man, as, you know, you're not going to see any of these guys getting that. And let's look at another one. This one actually got shifty, but he has two abilities, shifty and the juke move ability. Let's look at another one. This one has no abilities, you know, and he's a senior. This one has one ability. So you kind of see these guys, they don't want to focus on abilities. It's interesting, man, how I don't fully understand the programming, but some of these guys only want to focus on abilities. Some of these guys only want to focus on, you know, upgrading their attributes. And these East-West playmakers, you consistently see them with 1 to 2 abilities, and are usually on a lower level. Silver is the max I've had seen so far. So that's interesting. All right, so next, we just talked about a guy that don't focus on abilities. Now we're going to hop all the way on the other side of the spectrum with these next two archetypes. So we got the north-south blocker, and let's start with the best running backs in the league. I just want to show y'all these guys don't develop quite well, and let's just go down and see how long it takes us to find a north-south blocker, man. It's going to take us a little minute, I'll be honest, man. It's going to take us a little minute. Let's keep going, and we finally found one, 91 overall. Keep going. And yeah, it's not many of these guys, bro, developing to get at least into the upper 80s. Like, we get another one, 89. These guys are not developing as well as some of the other archetypes. So just keep that in mind, man. But why? They cared about abilities, max abilities. So if you're an abilities guy, this is the running back for you. They focus on abilities over overall, man. So he has 5 abilities. Let's look at the next guy that we just was at, man. He's probably also going to have 4 to 5 abilities as well. 4 abilities. You know, these guys really wanted 5 abilities on the next one. These guys really just want to care about abilities. I respect it because like I said, some guys just don't get no abilities. This guy, 3 abilities, but they're all on gold. You know, you don't see that at all with some of these other archetypes. So let's break down the best north-south blocker, man. And so these guys, they're interesting. You know, this is probably one I would probably avoid, you know, even just off the name. I probably would just avoid it. This one has uncapped quickness, and what his speed could get to, maybe 95, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, it costs 15 to upgrade the quickness, you know, on par. Better acceleration and quickness, and also he could upgrade his kick return, which is interesting. But stamina also gonna be, you know, not even in the 90s. Elusiveness is cheap. Only costs 5 to upgrade, man. But he can never be a great juker or spin move guy. Break tackle at 92, agility low, change direction low. He's stiff, man. He a little stiff. Carrying at 90, and he cannot catch. These guys will not be able to catch the ball. 53 catching is going to be some of the worst you see for a running back, man. But he's a power back. But you also get the ability to run the ball, or run block, I should say, and pass block. 73 on the pass blocking, 59 on the run blocking. I think it's a shame because, like, with these running backs, I would expect their blocking to actually be elite. And it says it in their name. You know, I'm thinking 80 pass blocking, you know, and in the 70s of the run blocking, and you're not really getting that, man. But you are getting, like I said, good trucking, good stiff form, good strength. But the blocking, for it to be in his name, it's not sticking out enough for me, man. It's not worth pitting this guy at fullback if his run blocking is going to be a 59. You know, I'm better off just moving a blocking tight end, or, you know, an actual fullback and pitting him at fullback at that point. Also, route running being solid is interesting when he can't catch, man. 53 catching, but the route running do develop. You know, short and medium up in the 80s. That's solid, and it only costs 5 to upgrade. IQ also only costs 5. But you also get the chance to upgrade blocking once again, which is weird, ain't it? Like, what? So this is actually run block power and pass block power, and then the IQ upgrades the run block and the pass block, the individual stat. So interesting there. It's still not great though. It's still not great. A better pass block, but the run block is still pretty low. But that's interesting. You get 2 categories to unlock just blocking for this guy. Now, when it comes to abilities, interesting, man. Like I said, these guys, they want to max them out. That's what they care about. You get the truck move, the hit, improved truck moves, head first ability. You also get balance, protection from hit sticks. You also get side kick, which is improved cut blocks and blocking ability. Solid, we'll take that, I guess. Ball carry, ball security. This is so you just less fumbles on tackle attempts. And then you also get strong grips, man. So this is a solid ability, or solid abilities overall. And is it the best thing in the world? No. But you know these guys, they want to prioritize these abilities, so you will get at least 3 to 4 of these abilities at some point. Compared to some archetypes, you might not get no abilities, at least with auto progression. So the last running back that we have in the game, and we're starting from the top, it's going to take us a while to get there. And this is going to be the contact seeker, man. This is the power back from last year. And you finally get one down here, highest overall, 89 overall contact seeker. And it's interesting because last year, the power backs was the worst running back when it comes to development. I thought they was the most fun, though. I love a power back. Like I said, my favorite running back, Jerome Bettis. I love a power back. Fun to use, but you got to understand they usually just don't develop as well as some of these other running backs, man, which is interesting to see. So let's look at the best one here. He's going to be an 89 overall before the boost. Quickness, he could never become an elite speed guy, but acceleration better than the speed. That's something you'll consistently see with these guys. Costs 14 to upgrade that. Elusiveness costs 5, but they can never juke or spin. I feel like compared to last year, those power backs, sometimes you get them with some juke move, man. At least the juke move. Maybe even some spin move. Not this year, man. Not at least on this contact seeker. Break tackle being 89. Like, I'm just thinking this should be upper 90s. Because we see some of these other running backs with 89 break tackle. And maybe we need to look at another contact seeker here. But for this to be justified, I feel like this guy would be upper 90s, man. Hands cost 5 to upgrade. Carrying, you're probably getting some of the best carrying out of all the running backs. 93. Catching, poor. Cannot catch the ball, man. Power, pretty good. But like I said, I feel like this should be upper 90s, man, to make it worth it. Trucking is going to be 91. Strength, 86. Stiff form, 87. Some solid stuff in here. It's not bad. But I don't know, just compared to some of the other running backs, like for me, it's like I might as well just get an elusive bruiser. He's going to develop better. He's going to come in with a little bit more speed. And I can also catch the ball. And I'm still getting similar power stats. It's like, what's my motivation to go for the contact seeker? And he also get the elusive bruiser, also get juke move and spin move. It's like I'm just getting way more stuff. And it's not like with this guy, I'm getting elite abilities. So route running also costs 4 and, in a solid spot, not horrible, man. And then ball carrier vision costs 3. And, yeah, that's going to be your IQ, your awareness. Also, your pass block is up in there as well. And abilities-wise, man, so he get downhill, break tackles at max speed. He also get workhorse, and which is an interesting ability that has to do with toughness. But I think my issue with the workhorse and, some of these abilities is like, for him to upgrade toughness, you got to upgrade power, and power costs 14. It's so expensive for these guys to unlock their abilities, so they end up not getting as many abilities as some of the other archetypes. So workhorse, good ability, but it's just tough for him to even get it on bronze. And we're talking about the best contact seeker in the league right now. And yeah, he can't even get some of these abilities because he don't meet the requirements. Batting ram, another ability that he may never get. Like a lot of these running backs will just never get, man. It has to do with awareness also for some reason. And awareness is just something he's not prioritizing. It's cheap to upgrade, but he's just not prioritizing his awareness. So he needed to be at 88. It's currently at 82. He don't meet the toughness requirement or the awareness requirement, man. Ball security, this ability he can unlock right now. It's a carrying ability, has to do with less fumbles, and then also on balance, protection from his stick, has to do with strength, and it's an ability he has on bronze. So like I said, with these guys, I probably would just avoid them, man. I think the elusive bruiser, you're getting more bang for your buck. Your next highest contact seeker, 87, and you see a couple of these guys here at 86. So you see these guys just not really developing quite as well as some of the other running backs. And this one's a 3-star, unlimited skill cap. He probably has like elite or star development, and he's still only making up to an 87 overall. I just want to see if stuff's similar here, man. Juke move also not good. The break tackle not. out this world, you know, for it to be worth it, in my opinion. Carrying solid, trucking 88, but not out this world. Toughness 88 also, he still can't get no abilities. Awareness 86, a little bit better. But it's just like, bro, you just better off going out there. Let's see Elusive Bruiser, similar overall. And let's just compare the stats, man. Like, you're getting some more speed here, 90 speed, acceleration good. You're also getting some juke move. The spin move not great on this one. He got skill cast for his elusiveness, but you also getting carrying, catching is not great. You're also getting similar trucking, and like you getting route running, and then you getting better abilities, but more potential for them to get higher in overall is my whole thing, man. So that's the running back breakdown, man. That's the running back breakdown. A lot of information in this video. The main takeaways y'all should leave with is maybe the 2 archetypes to avoid: contact seeker and maybe even a north-south blocker. And if you love abilities, maybe you can go with the north-south blocker. My favorite running back, like I said, it's probably gonna be that elusive bruiser, but I think the backfield threat might be a little bit slower, still useful. The north-south receiver seems to develop pretty well, you know, good abilities, but tough for him to get power. You know, probably won't be my favorite running back. And then the east-west playmaker, if you want speed, that's going to be your fastest running back most consistently. They're going to develop the speed also. But they just don't seem to develop as well as, you know, maybe the elusive bruiser, and then also the top 3 running back. They just don't develop as well. So a lot of things to consider. 6 running back archetypes. It's a lot. If y'all enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all boys, and we on to the next one.